Today I wanted to talk about one of my all-time favorite Batman moments. It's such an awesome story, and it's a story that puts Batman through the ringer mentally. Because in this story that I'm about to tell you, Batman is put through so much terror and mental torture that Batman literally goes insane. Because during Bruce's investigation to find and stop the Court of Owls, it leads him to an abandoned sewer. Bruce had discovered that several different bodies left by the Court of Owls had the same type of resin on them as this sewer line. And while investigating this lead, a Talon would strike Bruce from behind. And Batman would end up landing inside of a maze with the Court of Owls welcoming Batman to their labyrinth. Afterwards, we switch over to Detective Bullock and Commissioner Gordon talking about how Batman won't show up tonight. And that it's been 8 days with no sign of the Batman since. And all over Gotham, people can feel the loss of Batman. Meanwhile, Batman has been desperately searching for a way out of the maze for 8 days in darkness. And the only light within this maze lies in the center, overlooking an owl statue atop of a fountain. And this fountain's water is the only thing keeping Batman alive, but the only con to it is that it drugs him. So every time Batman takes a sip and goes back into the darkness, Batman must deal with all the crazy visions from said drug. Finding himself within a huge room with a camera at the center, along with several pictures of people who have died within the maze. But Batman doesn't let this scare him as he presses on. But the further he goes through the maze, he starts seeing visions of the Court of Owls more and more. And the more Batman finds himself going in circles within this maze, Batman starts to go crazier and crazier, finding himself in new rooms overlapping each other or Gotham on the floor, and even names etched on the walls of people who are going to die if Batman doesn't stop them. Batman even finds rooms full of coffins that are empty. And coupled with the fact that he hasn't eaten for over 8 days and is also drugged, he starts to hallucinate even more things. Like Bruce stumbling upon his dead parents he hasn't seen in so many years. However, upon hugging them, they start to distort and decay, attacking Bruce. And by this point, Bruce has lost all grasp on reality, yelling at himself in his inner monologue now. And no matter where Bruce goes, he finds himself in the same rooms over and over and over. With the voices in his head getting louder and louder, he finally breaks and yells out loud, "I'm not listening, I'm not listening, I'm not listening to you," until finally a Talon walks up from behind and stabs him in the back. After Batman would be fatally injured, the Talon would lift him up, asking the Court of Owls to decide how Batman dies. Above the labyrinth, we can see all the distorted members of the Court of Owls all shouting different ways that they want Batman to suffer, like ripping out his spine, twisting his bones, taking his feet, or breaking his neck. They all end up deciding to let the Talon hurt Batman more. So with each powerful strike that lands on Batman, the Court of Owls chant for more, 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 until Batman bursts through one of the walls. And once the Talon was finished, he tells the owls to take Batman's bones. And while Bruce was just laying on the floor, broken and utterly defeated, he looked to his side to see a portrait of one of his ancestors, almost as if it was looking at Bruce, telling him to get up and to get his vengeance. So out of sheer spirit alone, Batman would rise, shouting enough. Once the members of the court run away in fear, the Talon would begin to mock Batman that he's like a feral beast now, flapping his wings. But all Batman would say in return is that he's sick to death of owls. Almost as if Batman went God mode, Bruce would dodge each of the Talon's hits and send the Talon bursting through a wall, beating the shit out of the Talon left and right, telling him that he's nothing but a common criminal and that he's finished. And with barely any energy left in Bruce's body, he tells the Court of Owls that he'll be back to stop them all, as Bruce uses one of the Talon's gadgets to blow a hole in the ground, and jumps down the hole to escape to the river below to fight another day, ending the comic. I hope y'all like this story, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and as always, I'll catch y'all on the flip side.